Hello guys, and welcome to my cleaning and organizing channel. My name is Jenya, and in today's video we're going to be doing a makeover of our fireplace, which will basically turn into a living room upgrade, and I will also clean, decorate for fall, and DIY with you today. When it comes to the fireplace, I will be whitewashing the stone as well as putting the affordable version of DIY shiplap above it. I also got a new gorgeous rug for the living room, very affordable, as well as some fall decor and more things, but I would first like to start this video with a DIY project, which is a farmhouse ladder, which cost me basically about $5. So here I am putting the ladder together. First I'm gonna sand what I have cut already, and for this ladder I would need a 1 inch by 2 inch by 8 foot strip boards, 2 of those, which I got from Home Depot for under $2 each. So I got 3 in total, 1 extra just for my other projects. But anyway, they also cut it for you there the way you asked them to, as long as it's not a cut less than 12 inches, I think. If it's less than 12 inches, unfortunately you're on your own. But anyway, I needed 2 long ones about 5 foot each, and then the short ones, the steps are 16 inches each. I'm gonna stain it with Danish oil, which I had on hand. Initially I couldn't decide which color I should go with. Maybe I should make it white, but then I thought it is so cheap to make, so I can make 6 more of those if I want to, all different colors. For those who might be new to this channel, my name is Jenya and I come from Russia. I moved to this beautiful country about 10 years ago, and about 3 years ago I met my now husband. So we got married, had 2 kids. My daughter Anya is 3 years old and my son Max is 1. We also have a beautiful cat and her name is Katya. A few weeks ago, we moved into a new house of our dreams. I have all the finding of the house videos as well as moving and unpacking videos on my channel, but even though I am now fully unpacked pretty much, I wouldn't say the house is organized the way I want it to be. There are so many projects I got on my list, like organizing and decluttering and makeovers, and I'm trying to move towards that goal. So as you probably figured, on this channel you will find plenty of cleaning, organizing and decluttering motivation, as well as an occasional DIY project and sometimes a room makeover. I like doing things on a budget if I can. Also, if you find it funny the way I am handling this drill, I am not a professional, by no means, just eager to learn, so please laugh away. As long as you're having a good time, I'm happy. Anyway, the ladder is now ready and we're moving on to the living room and the before pictures. To me, the whole room seems kind of dark, although the windows are quite big. Painting the walls is a huge project, which we're not going to be doing today. Today, I wanted to handle the fireplace. I'm going to whitewash the stone, which I'm doing for the first time, but it turned out to be so easy, much easier than painting in my opinion. Although it did start kind of rocky, I didn't realize how watery this paint was, and I splashed a little when I was opening it, but practice makes perfect. Now I know how to deal with it. Basically, you just have to put it on and then wipe it off with a damp cloth. And then you just do extra coats of paint if you need your stone whiter. And I would have it even whiter, but I'm gonna end up doing just 1 coat because that's where I have to consider the opinion of my husband as well. He didn't want it snowy white. So after the first couple of bricks, when I got the hang of it, I'm gonna start washing it off a little bit more to not make it quite as white. This whitewash paint cost me about $24, I think, from Lowe's, and all it is just paint and water. And normally I wouldn't want to spend a single dime on something if I could easily make it myself, but since this is the first time I'm dealing with whitewash and doing that kind of project, I just wanted to be extra cautious and pay that money just to make sure that if something goes wrong, at least it wasn't me, it was something with the paint or something. And even though I was a little nervous, I am so happy that I went ahead with this project because I am loving the way it's turning out so far. This got me so excited that I wanted to just start changing the whole room completely, but I can't just start painting right now because right now there are so many other priorities that I need to handle first. I need to make sure that my whole house is organized as well as decluttered before the holidays. I feel like Christmas is literally around the corner, although just a couple of weeks ago it was still summer. This is also the first year I'm trying to decorate for fall. I've never done it before, and I've never certainly done it in this house, honestly, because I never really knew what the rules for decorating were, if there are any, so I didn't know if I would be any good at it or not. But this year, for some reason, I'm just feeling really excited about this kind of thing. I want to learn about decorating. Why do people decorate a certain way, and when do they start and stop for a certain season and holiday? For example, where I come from, we don't even celebrate Halloween much. Christmas is on a completely different day and it's not celebrated much as well. The high point of the year would be the New Year's Eve, and it's just different altogether. It's about time for me to start understanding that Halloween as well as Christmas and all of these new holidays that are new to me are a big deal in America, and my kids are growing up here in America as well. So decorating should be fun, and I am just now really getting excited about this. My daughter is 3 years old, and I feel like she understands more about Halloween than I do. And I also feel like it's her favorite holiday, which she always just talks about and is obsessed about, which probably it is for most kids in America, I feel like. Or maybe it's Christmas, I don't know. But either way, I'll start decorating today because I have to do something with this fireplace to make this room feel and look cozy. So I also ordered another rug from Amazon, which I will be bringing in a little bit later, and my husband and I are both in love with it, and it was, like I said in the intro, very affordable comparing to all the other rugs. But anyway, all of that is coming up, and as soon as I'm done whitewashing this fireplace, I'm gonna start taking care of the space above the fireplace.
Just listen, I miss you. And I know that I said all these things.
Also, the rag that you're wiping the paint with, you have to wash it every time it gets full of paint. So I decided to just have 2 rags handy. Also, you probably noticed I'm not using any painter's tape because I just don't feel any need for it for myself. Whenever I paint, I always make sure that I have a wet rag by my side so that if I go out of line or mess up, I just wipe it right off. It has never been a problem for me, but sometimes I do feel like I actually need to use painter's tape, and then of course I do. My cat loves watching me cook normally and apparently paint. Here's the before and now the after. Alright, now that the stone is painted, I'm going to take care of the above the fireplace space. We decided to go with a shiplap look above the fireplace. However, shiplap is actually extremely expensive. I didn't know that before. So I found out what people do in this situation. So we're gonna get the cheapest piece of plywood and then cut it into boards and then staple it to the wall. But I need to prep this wall first. I wanted to wash it and make sure that it's clean because we are going to cover it for quite a few years. So I just wanted to start with a nice clean wall. So I'm just gonna wipe it clean and then I'm gonna paint it white. That's because in case you're able to see the wall through the boards, it's nice and white underneath and it's just nicer to look at apparently. I'm just following the tutorial. In this case, I'm going to use the painter's tape to just provide the visual edge for me, kind of. I didn't know how to get a completely straight vertical line, and then later when I asked my husband, he said that you normally would use a level for that. So at this moment, I didn't know that. I was just trying to get this tape on the wall as straight as I possibly could. But it doesn't really matter much because the shiplap would cover the tape mostly anyways. So I just wanted to cover the main area just to make sure that I don't paint past the tape. To minimize cleanup and make it easier, I always cover my paint tray with foil so that after I am done, I'll just fold it and throw it away. The paint I'm using is leftover paint that I used in my kitchen makeover to paint the cabinets in the old house. The color is called Alabaster, it's a little bit off-white and it's by Valspar.
He got me so high, just watching them time flies, make love to one daytime. I can't get enough, 'cause it's you that I love, I got to have it, you that I yearn for. Why I wanna let this
I would have used a bigger roller for this job, but I simply could not find it in our basement. Like I mentioned earlier, our house is not completely organized yet, but this roller worked just fine. This area is going to be covered with shiplap anyway, so I didn't care about how pretty it's going to look now.
I'm still around. Ask if you wanna meet somewhere later when the sun goes down. Oh, you know I'm serious. I'm serious. I will keep you all to myself.
Okay, now while it's drying, I'm gonna take you to Home Depot and show you which plywood I picked. It didn't take long because I picked the cheapest possible, the $20 one, because it really doesn't matter for this project. The only problem was they at Home Depot do not make those small cuts less than 12 inches, and I wanted my boards to be about 5 to 6 inches wide. So I decided not to ask the Home Depot workers to make any cuttings because I didn't want to cut the wood in the wrong place just to fit my car. So I'll let my husband pick up the plywood and then deal with the cutting process. But the $20 plywood sheet is the one that we decided to pick up, and it measures 4 foot by 8 foot. And then I went and picked out the trim piece for the edges of the plywood on the wall. And then again, I just picked out whatever is not so crazy priced. Can't remember the measurements. I just picked out a very long one for about $8 or something. So then my husband cut it in 2 pieces, and now he's gonna staple it to the wall.
So let's get into your car and go driving towards another town. Oh, you know I'm serious. I'm serious. I will keep you all to myself. Oh, you're so mysterious. Mysterious. I can't keep my
So then he's just gonna measure the plywood into 5 inches boards, and then he's gonna cut it into boards with, I think it's called table saw, but he preferred not to be filmed doing that, so sorry about that. But I can't be filming him against his will. And then he's gonna cut off the edges to make sure that it fits between the trim board pieces on the wall.
so high, so high.
It's important to start with the upper part of the shiplap because that's the visible one. As we go down, the very last piece of board of shiplap is going to be cut to fit, so it's not going to be as wide as the rest of the shiplap boards, and you don't want that thin shiplap board to be on the top closer to the ceiling. Of course, I took a shot at using the nail gun, but I did the easy board. My husband told me that I could do that one. It was a little bit scary at first, but then it really is so easy. I actually was hoping to do more, but my husband needed to do most of the boards because sometimes the boards needed to be pushed up or down or in order to fit next to each other without much space left in between them, because none of the boards were really quite perfectly cut straight, if that makes sense. So in order for us not to be left with huge empty lines between the boards, he had to push it up, down, in, and I probably wouldn't be able to do that because that requires a little bit of strength, just like I mentioned before. So it was safer for him to just do most of the wall. And of course, as you can see, there's little imperfections, but I promise you, once I cover it with paint, you won't be able to tell, and if you don't tell anybody, then nobody will know.
Did you ever stop and think why spend too much?
And alright, now that the shiplap is done and nailed to the wall, I'm going to paint it the same color as under the shiplap as I painted the wall before, which is alabaster color, and I used it for my kitchen cabinets in the old house. This particular paint does not require any primer or top coat, so I'm going to just quickly paint the wall and see if I need a second coat or not. I decided that it was easier to use painter's tape in this case.
It's a shame that my hands start shaking all of the time when you're around me. But this time, girl, I know what's bothering me. I need somebody to love. Oh, nah, 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 nah. starts racing, but I don't know if I like this chasing and playing and waiting around. It's a shame that my hands start shaking all of the time when you're around me. But this time
Alright, now that the wall is painted, I'm going to let it dry and see if I'm going to need a second coat after it's dry, because it may look a little different, I don't know. So I'm gonna wait for a couple of hours, and in the meanwhile I need to clean this living room so that I can put down this new beautiful gorgeous rug. I mean, to me it's gorgeous. Obviously we all have a different taste, but my husband and I obviously just love it. We had it for a couple of days now, and it has been laying on the floor flattening out, and now I just decided to make sure that it's completely flat. And actually, to get it out of the way to clean the room, I'm going to roll it inside out, or the other way, if you can say that. I know that's a trick you can also do to flatten them out quicker, but I'm only doing it to get it out of the way so that I can clean the living room and get rid of this old rug. This old rug I'm vacuuming right now. It's gonna go into our sunroom. The size is 8 by 11, and we got it really cheaply for about $99 from Sam's Club, and I still see them every time I go in there. But either way, this rug is also an outdoor rug, so we're gonna use it in our sunroom outside. The new one that we got is 9 by 12, and it cost us $185. In case you're not into rugs, that is a really good price. I mean, it's not super thick like you would expect a rug to be if you paid $300 or $400 for it, but this is exactly what fits us for right now with the kids. We are not afraid to really mess it up if that's what happens, although it's a stain resistant rug, so it's very easy to clean as well. I decided to skip on the second coat, and I'm going to steal this beautiful picture from our entryway, and I decided that right now it would fit best above the fireplace. Most of the comments I got with the suggestions of what I should use for above the fireplace space, most of you guys suggested a picture, a mirror, a family photo, or just put the TV up there. Some of you sent me some suggestions with pictures on Instagram as well. The style that really ended up falling in love with in the end was a round, simple, classic mirror, black on the outside. And I know there are plenty of them, but I just want to make sure that I'm getting one that is a good quality and at the right price. Maybe it won't be a round mirror in the end, but I just have to look around and see if there are any good deals, or, you know. Before I find that perfect mirror, I decided to just use this picture for right now. I think it looks gorgeous, and just add some fall decor on the fireplace. We're going to switch to decor right after I clean up this room and lay out the rug. I'm also going to include the link for the new rug in the description under this video.
go back to who I was before. And I know that you might know right. I can tell by the look in your eyes. Don't wanna play it cool, give it straight from the heart. Oh, how I love to be around you. We got something better than the others. We can fly higher than an eagle. Take me somewhere we can be together. Oh, how I love to be around you. Oh, how I love to be around you. Oh, how I love to be around you. Oh, we got something better.
I can't stand this chair and this furniture altogether. I can't stand the dark brown color. I don't like the leather either, although it is very easy to clean. But we decided to get a sectional for this room, a sectional couch or sofa, and put these two, the chair and the couch, down to the basement to make a kind of chill space down there. Now we're just thinking what color would work best in this living room, but again, I don't like dark. I feel like lightening everything up, and I know that for that I should be mostly focusing on the color of the walls right now maybe, but I still don't want a dark couch. And when it comes to a light couch, you actually do have to consider those toddlers that you have in your household, because they will mess it up. I don't think getting light furniture is quite the same as getting a light color area rug, so that's the dilemma for right now, the color of the couch that we should get, or should I say sectional. But anyway, it's time to unload this rug right now and see if you like it. Let me know in the comments if you wish.
Like a drug, I am hooked on you. Sweeter than summer wine. Baby, just hold me tight. Like a drug, I am hooked whole picture in my mind just to keep this moment till the end of time. 'Cause I know that it might be
My battery died. I have to charge this vacuum again. I feel like it's always on charge and yet it still runs out of battery so fast. I can never vacuum even half of the house. But I still love it though. It is so convenient and I would never take it back. It is, by the way, Dyson V10 cordless vacuum and I got it from Costco last year. Or rather, I asked my husband to get it for me as a present for either birthday or Christmas. Can't quite remember.
make you feel like paradise. Goddamn, I think I'm gonna lose my mind. Oh man, you make you feel like paradise. Paradise. Bitter sweet, give it to me. If it's only for tonight, it's bitter sweet, give it to me. If it's only for tonight, it's bitter sweet, give it to me. If it's only for tonight, it's bitter sweet.
By the way, I'd like to recommend something that I purchased just recently for those moms who have babies in diapers, or rather those moms who use those baby wipes. And if you also find it annoying that when you try to just take one baby wipe out of the package and 5 comes out instead, and you waste those wipes like crazy, I would recommend this little box that I got from Target for $10. Now it's not annoying anymore. I can only take one wipe out at a time because that's exactly what I want. I guess I'll leave the link in the description for you, but be aware that I found the price online, so I went to Target store physically to pick it up, and in the store it had a price tag of $16. So I showed them online that I saw it for $10 and they of course adjusted the price for me. So I got it for $10 and I hope the price is still the same, so I'll leave the link underneath.
Million thoughts are spinning around in my head. My pulse won't sit down.
Also about time for me to get some new pillowcases for those sad looking pillows, and I got some and I'll show them to you in this video in a little bit. But first, let's get a little decor for this room. First of all, I mentioned to you in my last video that it's my first time decorating for fall or decorating anything other than Christmas tree. But I'm gonna show you this garland that I got from Amazon. It's only $8.99. And that yellow branch came from Hobby Lobby for $4. It was 50% off. Anyway, I got the garland simply to tear it apart for the leaves because I couldn't find those leaves in fall red orange color. I mean, I could find them, but not for a decent price. Maybe the ones with decent price sold out already and I was just a little late. I still gotta learn about this decoration business, but first I wanted to create a couple of beds for my pumpkins with red nice leaves. I also got some stuff from the dollar store, but I didn't see those kind of branches. I really like these. So I got the orange spray paint for about $6 I think from Walmart, and the metallic golden one I already had on hand from my other projects. And then I had this red acrylic paint also on hand. So I cut off a little bit off of the garland, and now I cut off the leaves off of that piece, and now I'm gonna spray paint the leaves with both colors, orange and golden metallic, and once they dry I'm gonna cover them with the red paint as well.
I'm floating on it, and I wanna let this show. But I know how this goes. Is supposed to feel incredible. We have changed, but not that much. Guess some memories.
As you can see, if there's a little bit of green left, that's okay because that's only natural I think for leaves, and the same goes for the red paint. I'm just gonna cover as much as I think is enough.
My last, my wonderwall, and not yours. Can't seem to get enough. It's because I love you most of all. We have changed, but not that much. I guess some memories are catching up. Come on.
That yellow branch was beautiful, but I thought a little bit orange would look just better for me. Also, this little pumpkin from the dollar store, I didn't know what to do with, so I painted it sage green color, and then I made a little hole on the top and the bottom so that I can kind of push raffia inside of it and then glue it in. I wanted to originally just wrap it around the pumpkin, but the raffia that I got just was kind of chunks of raffia and not a whole long piece. And then I made this little stem that goes on top with my daughter's air dry clay, and then I painted it brown and glued it on top. And I thought for the first pumpkin that I ever made, it wasn't quite as bad, so I decided to as well include this video in today's video. I'm working on a couple of more pumpkins that are a little bit different style, and they're not finished yet, but I will include them in the near future videos. And a couple of more pieces of fall decor that I have in mind. But for the next little DIY here, I painted our perfectly working kitchen plate by accident with orange, so I decided to just cover it up all black. Hopefully my husband isn't watching the decor part of this video. I think he likes these plates, but I think it looks even better now. So I'm gonna throw some leaves on the plate, as well as some dollar store decor, as well as the pumpkin that I got from the $5 section at the Dollar Tree. I don't know what I made here, I don't know what it's called, but I think it's pretty, and I think I'm gonna put it near the TV. Then I wanted to make another little one with a galvanized bucket that I had. I really like galvanized style, so I decided to leave the bucket as is, except that I covered the edges of the bucket with gold a while ago, and the rest of the stuff is from the Dollar Tree as well. As you can see, I put a little bit of gold on those leaves as well with the spray paint. As I played around with the decor and put different pumpkins on this plate, I took some pictures, and here they are. Anyway, although I'm a new customer at Hobby Lobby, I quite like this store because everything is sort of 50% off. So this branch I got for $6 in the end instead of $12. Then I went to Home Goods and got this tall vase that I needed for $9.99. I mainly got it for the size and the price because I needed something for the big branches. Now the big glass bottle that you see, you probably have guessed that it's from some kind of drink. It's from organic apple juice from Korga store. I got it for $10, and now I'm gonna wrap this little string around it, and it looks awesome to me. Now I'm gonna go ahead and arrange all of that in the living room, and I wanted to show you how much my cat is enjoying the new rug.
Hold up just a minute, been looking for some help just to find myself. Yeah, been losing my focus like 1,000 times before.
Also, this pampas grass I got from Amazon, and it was cheap, so I wouldn't expect it to be really nice, and it's shedding all over, so I wouldn't quite recommend. There are much better options on Amazon, and I think in this case it's better to actually pay for the good quality one.
To love and to surround me and to handle my emotions. I was out waiting for
I feel like the room is really starting to come together, even though we didn't make really crazy changes in it today. But there is a couple of more things, like this corner right here is so dark and depressing. But we have this beautiful light that we kept upstairs, and now I think it's going to live here. At least for now. Nothing is ever forever. We can always change things around, but I think this is the perfect place for it now. But next, let me show you the pillowcases I got from Amazon, and of course I'll leave the link in the description.
be with someone else if you can't be by yourself. Yeah, I got my problems. Lately I've been fading out, holding out, waiting just for somebody to love and to surround me and to handle
and I'm gonna vacuum the feathers from the pillows.
I was out waiting for something, and if I close my eyes, it's hoping
Now I'm just gonna replace some greenery from summer in here with some fall leaves. I got this one from Walmart for about $6.50 and I thought that was really expensive, and that was the first branch I got and paid the most for. Sorry if I sound cheap, I can't help it, that's just the way I am. Anyway, I think it looks okay for now, but I really like this little corner if I put some more pillows in here, but I don't have any right now, but I'll get some more in the future. Now my husband's gonna hang this picture, and then I'm going to show you the befores and the afters of the whole living room.
I was out waiting for some.
So this is the before picture of the living room, and now it looks like this. I think it's way more cozy. As I played around with the decor, I stuck some extra pumpkins into the fireplace. I thought they just looked better in there. I didn't want them on display because they were not the prettiest, so I think that was the perfect solution. Again, the before and the after. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you will leave me a comment with your suggestions and opinions. You can also send me a direct message on Instagram at @FromJenya_with_love. Other than that, I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye now.